Ooh. Hey, sorry I'm late. Roll the intro. Hey, what's going on YouTube? You guys asked questions and I'm here to answer them. I'm making a Q&A video or a frequently asked question video, and hopefully I can make more. So let's just get right into it. Cosmic Fromac asks, how many locks do you have? I was wondering because I want my locks similar to yours, and I've been growing my nonchalant fro for 2 years, contemplating whether or not to lock it. You're my inspiration to do so. So this has been the most frequently asked question I've gotten. I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda waiting as long as possible to count because I already know I have a lot of locks, and it took me a while to figure it out, but I eventually sat down, I counted all my locks, and I have about 90, which was actually more than I thought it would be. A lot of the other YouTubers were saying around 70 or 80, but I actually have 90, maybe a little less. It's about 90 locks. But I don't recommend going to a loctician or literally sectioning out yourself 90 different sections or 80 or an exact number. But again, you can kind of like reference from mine or other lock YouTubers out there if they have around 80 or 90 and you kind of want this fullness, then yeah, kind of reach around that many sections. But again, I don't really think how many locks you have is a big deal really, but a lot of people want to know and it's a legitimate question, so thank you for asking. Cosmic Fromac. April Williams asks, are you freeforming? I'm actually not freeforming. I guess you could say I'm semi-freeforming. Freeforming is more like a Bob Marley, or you can definitely YouTube other lock YouTubers out there who are freeforming. Freeforming basically means you are doing absolutely nothing to your hair. When you start out, you don't section it, you don't twist it, you don't do anything. You just wash your hair, let it go. It could be one huge lock or something, or it could be a lot of different locks, but they can, combine together. You just don't do anything. It has a mind of its own, a beauty of its own, and it's not for everybody. The public and general public or work might not be as accepting as it is, and you kind of have to let go of control a lot, but it's its own beauty, and if you have the confidence and you really love that look, totally go for it. But I'm personally not freeforming. I'm semi-freeforming. In the beginning, I had my hair sectioned by a loctician, so technically I had manipulation. I still do separate my locks, even though I don't twist every month. So semi-freeforming, I guess you could say. So yeah, April, thank you for your question. Sharita Davis asks, did you start your locks yourself? And what did you use? Please let me know, or how. Thank you for the question. I didn't start my locks myself. In my first month, I went to a loctician and she sectioned it, washed it, did everything to it. And so no, I didn't start it myself. I wanted to go to a professional so I can have it sectioned, because with all this hair, I really didn't want to do it myself. And this was kind of before I really knew about the 2-strand twist method, which is extremely popular and it's easier and you can save money that way. But I just kind of want to start off with someone who really knew what they were doing. So I didn't do it myself, and she used gel. She didn't use wax. That's the first thing I asked my loctician when I went there. She used gel and she just washed it, sectioned it, used gel, hair dryer, boom. And I have some pictures of when I first got it done, but I'm gonna wait till my 1 year to show you guys what it looked like. So Sharita, thank you for the question. Trill Swim asks, hey, I started twisties in a short afro, got them done 2 to 3 weeks ago, and my hair is growing faster than usual. And my new growth is coming in and some twists are coming loose. But I have thick curly hair, so I was wondering, can I gently wash to start freeforming? Because my head is itchy and Jamaican lime is leaving buildup. I actually heard about the Jamaican lime shampoo or conditioner. I don't know too much about it because I don't use it, and I did hear about buildup issues with that particular product, so I think it's completely fine to start washing your hair. Actually, 2 to 3 weeks is almost a month. It's definitely plenty of time to let your hair, just kind of lock on its own without manipulating it. I think washing your hair in general is a really good way to start the locking process, because clean, dry hair definitely wants to combine and the hairs want to intertwine. Cleaning your hair is a great way to lock your hair on its own without using gel or wax or twisting. It's kind of like, hair 101. If you just keep washing your hair and you don't detangle, it will tangle. So you waited 2 to 3 weeks, and I think that's a great amount of time to start. But like you said, I agree, to start very gently and just kind of focus on your scalp. massage the scalp, get the oils and dirt from your scalp, and then just gently massage your locks, very gently, so you don't, completely take out your twists or your, well, you had some twists, but just kind of like just gently massage the hair. That way you're not manipulating it so much, and you're just being gentle and letting your hair still do what it wants to do. But that's the thing, you actually mentioned it yourself. Just be really gentle, use products that don't give you buildup, and I recommend the Dr. Bronner's, even though I don't personally use it anymore. It's definitely organic and it never gave me buildup personally, but it's a little strong, so you don't have to use too much. Or you can use the shampoo that I'm using. It's the Mills Creek Botanicals. I got that from the vitamin shop. There's plenty of other like organic products out there that you can research. I know Jamaican lime is kind of geared towards people with locks, but I don't really consider that a necessity. If it says it's for locks, it's not always the best thing out there. It's just kind of geared towards people with locks, and it's a selling point. But just do your research, and I think 2 to 3 weeks is definitely a good amount of time. I really think you should start washing your hair because you don't want to start your locks off dirty without washing it enough. You don't want too much buildup on its own. Clean locks, clean dry locks are always good. So yeah, thank you for the question. Tiana Harbison? Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm just starting on my locks. My problem is that I work in a doctor's office. Though my boss is pretty easygoing, I think she really doesn't understand the whole locking takes time thing. What is your thoughts on lock extension? In my previous video, I can't remember which one, I kind of talk about how there's no right or wrong way to go about locks or to have any kind of natural hairstyle. No one is better than the other. Lock extensions, if that's what you want to do or if that's going to fit your work environment better, I totally recommend it. I can't say too much about it because I haven't personally researched it because I've never had them. I would definitely just Google and do your research on how to do it correctly so it doesn't damage your hair, or if anything, if you have any kind of extensions in, I just know that you shouldn't leave it in for too long because you don't want to neglect your own personal hair. I think having your natural hair out and about and, out for the world in the air to you don't want to stifle it so much. You don't want to cover it up too much, but if you want to use lock extensions to help your hair kind of grow out a little bit so it doesn't look as new and awkward like it does in the beginning stages, I think that's personally a good idea. You're definitely right. The locking process does take some time. I'm still not completely locked. And in the beginning, yeah, my hair had its own mind, it was just doing its own thing, and it looked kind of crazy at times. So luckily I work in a place where you can have your hair any type of way, any color, piercings, tattoos, it doesn't matter. So it was kind of easier for me to go into work and feel like, I was okay. So lock extensions, I recommend just do your research. Research it plenty, Google it, look at different people's experiences, how they do it, the correct way to do it. And if anything, just don't leave it in for too long so you can still take care of your own hair. So yeah, thank you for your question. Whatsoever things are lovely. I like that name. How do you avoid your locks going flat? Thank you for sharing your journey with us. No problem at all. I love sharing my journey with you guys. And how do you keep your locks from going flat? I get that question a lot too, especially when you don't keep twisting and you're kind of semi-freeforming or freeforming. When I go to sleep, they definitely are more flat than when I get out the shower. So you're right, there are times when you're sleeping or it's like, you're pressed up against something or wrapped and it's just a little bit more flat. But literally every morning when I take a shower, I let the water run all through my hair and it kind of wakes up my hair, it wakes up, it takes its more cylindrical shape. And that's what I do to prevent it from being too flat. I just take a shower in the morning. I just kind of wet my hair, I guess. So sometimes it does get flat, especially when they're newer, because my locks aren't completely mature yet. They're still pretty young. So a lot of times when they're young, they're softer. So if there is pressure on it, it will get flat. But don't worry, that's not a forever thing unless you kind of for me, I just take a shower and I let my hair just kind of drink it up and it wakes up and it's fine. If it is kind of flat in the beginning and you kind of neglect it, which is fine. I feel like flat locks are its own unique thing. I think it's kind of cool, but it's not for everybody. So if you don't want your locks to be flat, I recommend taking a shower in the morning, let the water run all through your hair, again in the morning and not at night so it doesn't get mold, so it kind of wakes it up, because that's what I do. And yeah, thank you for your question. And Barbara Moore asks, "Hi Lauren, I really enjoy your videos. My question is, I have very thin locks. See attached pictures. Do you advise me to freeform? My locks are 2 months old. Thanks. As much as I admire freeforming locks, I don't recommend anyone to do it. It has to be a personal decision. I really feel like you have to have the confidence and the love and the knowledge to have locks like that. I really feel like there's true beauty in it because you're literally letting nature do its thing. You're letting go of control and letting your hair just grow how it wants to grow and lock how it wants to lock. But it's just really not for everybody, you know? It's a really unique look. A lot of workplaces might be weird about it in general. I know it doesn't matter about outside sources as much as how you feel about it, but again, it's just a hairstyle. It's just not for everybody. And if you want to prevent thinning locks, I feel like you can still twist your hair. You can still semi-freeform and it should be okay. The whole thing I think you're going with is that freeforming, because there's less manipulation, there's less chance of thinning locks or putting too much pressure on them, and with pressure, you know, that's how the breakage and thinning happens. So I think you can do one of two things. One thing is that you can get your sections a little bit smaller. Everyone wants thicker locks, I know it's like a thing, but if your hair is already thin, I don't think you should start with a big section, because when you have a big section, it's gonna eventually fill out. But if you don't have as much hair to fill out that big section, I feel like more breaking is gonna occur because it's gonna try to, like, you know, get bigger and it can't. So have smaller sections to, like, so your hair can handle it. And when you do twist, or when you add gel, or when you just, you know, do whatever you do, just be extremely gentle. Be extremely gentle, smaller sections. If you want to freeform, if you do your research again, you're confident in it, you really love it, that's fine too. But I think you can still twist or semi-freeform or freeform, just as long as you're gentle, and then give the right amount of sections that your hair can handle if it's thinner. So yeah, Barbara, thank you so much for your question. I hope that helped. Andrea asks, I'm gonna just kind of read the last bit of this question. Did you ever feel like people were really judging your hair, and what should I do? I'm kind of in the ugly stage. First of all, I just want to say, I wouldn't call it the ugly stage. I would say maybe more awkward, because every stage that you're in, I feel like you should embrace it and kind of appreciate it for how it is. Therefore, like, in the future, you won't be so like, I can't wait for this stage because right now it's ugly. And I think that's a big part of the second question you asked. When you feel like people are judging your hair, it's got to be from within. You got to love your hair for how it is now. You got to like it. So no matter what people think of it, it's not going to bother you, because people will judge your hair. Like, it happens to me, it happens to everybody, especially with this kind of hairstyle, it's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they think, and people will judge you or they will love it. You know, you never know, you can't control what other people think, but it's gotta come from you. You know, you gotta be okay with your hairstyle, and when you love your hairstyle, I swear, like, it just kind of radiates. And if you feel like your hair is beautiful no matter what stage it is, whether it's still new and awkward or whether it's long and mature and just gorgeous, you know, it's got to be from within. So be confident in yourself and love your hair for how it is at this stage that it's at. And the judging is not going to bother you, because it's inevitable sometimes, but you'll be okay. And if you're not ready for, you know, locks or to go through that stage, just wait. You know, it's okay. You can always start over. It's never over. It's just, you got to be ready for it. So thank you so much for your question, Andrea. So yeah, that's my Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. I want to do more of these videos, so if you have any questions, keep commenting below. And yeah, I really like talking to you guys, and I want to make you guys a part of these videos too. So please keep asking questions, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I gotta go back to Hogwarts and study a little bit more. What? I know Harry Potter's over, okay? I know it's over, but I'm still holding on. I know, it's hard to let go. I know, it's... Wingardium Leviosa.